Let's wrap with Trey Turner here. I think he's the best one on the market, dude.
Me too.
I mean, this guy's going to get a $300+ million deal. If Corey Seager got 10 for 325, I don't see how Trey Turner can't put 10 for 325 on the table and say, match it and we'll start talking.
Trey Turner is one of the best overall players in Major League Baseball. Like, I want to get that, like, in writing, on the record, whatever you want to say, and I want that put to my name. He is one of the best overall players in this sport. He does everything. Definition of a 5-tool guy. Maybe the arm, I guess, isn't 5-tool, but like, and maybe the defense isn't either, because he's had, especially in the playoffs, the defensive concerns have been there. But if we're talking about speed, he's one of the fastest. He might be the fastest overall player in baseball. If we're talking about power, he's got 30 home run pop. If we're talking about batting average, he's won a batting title. He's consistently a 300 hitter. It was great. Jeff Passan tweeted out a kind of a Trey Turner sizzle reel, narrated by John Hamm, which is electric. You guys got to go check that out. Just look it up on YouTube, look up, or just go to Jeff Passan's Twitter, go find it. Like, where Trey Turner is ranked in F4, like, he is second to Aaron Judge in the past couple of seasons. He is one of the only shortstop who has a 300 batting average. Like, last one was Jeter. Like, he is that type of player, and he will command similar type money to Lindor and Tatis. The only reason why he might not actually get there is only because of his age.
Yeah. He's 30.
Yeah.
It's hard to pay somebody for their age 40 season as a shortstop, and I don't think any team's going to do it.
Especially a guy who relies on speed. I know he's a great hitter, but he's how long will 80 speed last? I mean, we it's not impossible. Brett Gardner was 38 years old. No, I'm just talking about how the speed lasted. That's all I'm talking about.
You're not allowed to say Brett Gardner's name on a top 4 shortstop episode.
All I'm comparing is that some guys, the speed is still there. And it was still there with Brett Gardner. And I don't think Trey Turner is just going to become like a fat slob as he gets into 36, 37 years old. I still think the speed will be there. So we could see Correa get more money because he is younger, even though Trey Turner at this current juncture is a better overall baseball player.
Okay, I'm with you. So Christian also did Trey Turner, 7 years, 230. I think that's a little low.
Yeah, it's a little low. I could see like for that he gave 8 years, 250. I could still see 30, that. That makes more sense. And I would give Correa like 10 for 300.
Yeah. 32.8 is the AAV for Turner, if that's the case. Correa in his 1+1+1 had 35.1. If I'm Trey Turner and I'm signing a 7-year deal, I need $35 million a year.
Or more.
35 times 7 is 245. Give me 7 years, 250.
What would be an 8-year deal for that? 245 plus another 35. What? That's 8 for 270?
280.
280. Oh, get better at math, Peter. 8 for 280. That feels like something he could get. I wouldn't be shocked, and I would give him that. He is a fucking dog.
He is a dog.
I love him.
If he demands the 8 years, I say 8 for 275.
Makes sense to me. Let's talk about teams that could do it.
The Philadelphia Phillies could do it.
Yeah, they definitely could do it. Makes a lot of sense there. I just, a lot of the same reasons that I like Carlos Correa, like some of those reasons apply to Trey Turner, but I have another team in mind for Trey. Actually, I really have 2 teams in mind for Trey Turner, and I just have so much Correa to the Phillies in my mind that I almost didn't really consider the Phillies, even though of course it makes sense.
So what I will say to just like make this a viable option is Trey Turner offers some defensive versatility. He can play second. Help, we've seen him play center before.
He's better at second.
So if you like Stott at short, you could sign Turner to play some short, play some second, play some center, move Brandon Marsh a little bit around. Like there is some more fun to be had with Trey Turner defensively than Correa, but it feels like Correa is a Philly. So the next team, which I fucking love, oh my God, sign me up, is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Greg Amsinger came out and he kind of fired me up about this. Was like, Trey Turner is that guy. And Trey Turner makes so much sense on the Cardinals for so many different reasons, kind of similar to the way that Crea makes sense in Philly. Trey Turner plays St. Louis Cardinals baseball, bat to ball, doesn't strike out, ton of speed, dynamic. And also, what you have Trey Turner on the left side of the infield, right? Nolan Arenado solves a lot of problems. Paul Goldschmidt over at first base solves a lot of problems. I think if Trey Turner went into St. Louis and maybe he, those defensive metrics, I mean, having Freddie Freeman over there, but again, having Justin Turner on your left side doesn't help you that much anymore like it once did. So Trey Turner having Nolan Arenado to your left and throwing over to Paul Goldschmidt, you'll see those defensive metrics tick up. That's why defensive metrics are so tough. Like sometimes they're very dependent on the other guys on the field, but regardless, that's the conversation for another time. Trey Turner should be a St. Louis Cardinal. And the only caveat to this, is what do they think of Mason Wynn? And honestly, a second caveat is the Cardinals have not proven that they are likely to spend enormous amounts of money on deals like this, especially when they need starting pitching. But no, go ahead.
No, I mean, they kind of spent it on Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Yeah, no, they did. But remember, they traded for Arenado too. They did give him the extension. Didn't they trade for Paul Goldschmidt? Or they signed Paul Goldschmidt. They signed Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, I mean, they've done it before, but it doesn't always seem like the Cardinals, like, when's the last $300 million deal they've ever given out?
No,
have they ever done that?
They traded for Paul Goldschmidt?
That's what I thought. 18? That's what I thought.
Huh. I don't remember that. Here, I'll tell you who came back. But yeah, I do like the mix, and I want to walk you through the opening day starting lineup if Trey Turner does end up as a St. Louis Cardinal here. Traded to St. Louis in 2018 for Carson Kelly, Luke Weaver, Andrew Young, and a 2019 comp round B pick.
But
damn it. As I pull up roster resource here, with Trey Turner in the fold as the opening day shortstop, this is what the St. Louis Cardinals would look like. Lars Nootbaar in right, Trey Turner at short, Paul Goldschmidt at first.
Wait, I love how you started with Lars Nootbaar in right when they have Tyler O'Neill. No, I just think it's just funny. It's like, no, but Cardinals fans are going to love that. Like when you're listed roster resource, Lars Nootbaar in right, Trey Turner.
Yeah. Nootbaar in right, Turner at short, Goldschmidt at first, Arenado at third, Tommy Edman at second, Tyler O'Neill in left, Juan Yepes DHing, Dylan Carlson in center, Andrew Kinzer is the catcher, and Brendan Donovan is the super utility man.
Yeah,
and you could even put a better lineup.
And if you're worried a little bit about Trey Turner's defense, put Tommy Edman there. He could win a Gold Glove at shortstop, and then you could put Trey Turner over at second too. He provides that positional versatility, which again, the Cardinals are built on. Like as much sense as Correa makes sense to the Phillies, Trey Turner makes all the sense in the world. And if you're a prospect guy and you think to yourself, well, we have Mason Wynn, trade Mason Wynn for a starter. Yeah. Like that's what you should do. Go get a quality young arm, trade Mason Wynn. Because you never know what Mason Wynn. You hope to God Mason Wynn is Trey Turner. You would be over the moon excited if you could make Mason Wynn 75% of what Trey Turner is. And maybe he might be. Let him go to another team and figure that out. Go get the starter. It's win now mode. Nolan Arenado is getting older. Paul Goldschmidt is getting older. The window is now, St. Louis. The window is now. Go get Trey Turner. Trade Mason Wynn for a starter. And you could be a World Series team.
Can I float another idea and don't kill me?
Sure.
Turn Trey Turner or Mason Wynn into a center fielder.
I like
Carlson's in center.
I like Carlson a lot. I'm a Carlson guy.
I think you get a better starter for Carlson right now, straight up. I think a 1-for-1 Carlson for a top flight starter makes a lot of sense as opposed to Wynn and somebody else for a starter.
Maybe. But like Carlson is such high floor because like he is such a good defensive center fielder. So you're going to teach Mason Wynn to play center field when it's not like Mason Wynn at the plate, like is very, very good, but we haven't seen what he's like against big league pitching. He's also so super young. So to put that on a Shortstop, you're going to now move him to center field and trade in a Dylan Carlson, kind of off a down year defensively. So I almost feel like you're getting lower value than what a Dylan Carlson would deserve. Like, I would trade Mason Wynn now that he's at top value after he had that great offensive season and everybody's seen his arm that he could throw, I think, harder than anybody in Major League Baseball right now, like O'Neal Cruz, like these kind of guys. Like, that's the type of arm Mason Wynn has. I think this is now when you trade him. I wouldn't trade Carlson because maybe I'm biased and I'm a big Carlson guy, but I also think that Mason Wynn could potentially get you more, and Carlson's already kind of proven.
Fair. Atlanta is another.
Should talk about the Dodgers. Like, the Dodgers are going to get one of these guys, right? How
so like I think Trey Turner is going to be a Dodger, if we're being totally honest.
No, honestly, I think he'll be a Dodger, but he makes the most sense in St. Louis.
Yes.
But, like, we know St. Louis, and Cardinals fans I think would agree with us. Like, do we think they actually do it?
No.
I would say that they don't.
So. Atlanta is another possible landing spot, according to Christian Crespo. I don't hate it. I just think Dansby Swanson's a Brave.
Same thing. Dansby, or they go with Vaughn.
And we got to make fun of him for putting the Marlins in as a dark horse.
I see what he said, though. I understand where he's coming from. Marlins need to make a splash. They have the money. They're overthrowing a lot of people. They got Ozzo Campo now, former Astros guy, in their front office. He's a Florida guy, Florida native. Will it happen? Probably not. But do I like the take? I do like the take. I don't want to roast him. I like the take.
I might roast him a little bit.
Go ahead. I'm not saying I totally understand where he's coming from. And I know Marlins fans are going to be happy that we're even mentioning them.
Do you think if you saw 8 years, 275 Trey Turner in the Miami Marlins, I'd poop my pants.
Poop might come out.
I'd poop.
But not as much poop as you might think.
I
could see it.
I'd pinch a little.
So I am a story about me. I am a drooler.
Okay.
When I sleep, I drool. Like, sometimes my boys from home call me a drooler because I'll laugh and just start drooling. So I might drool. I don't know if I'd poop. But then again, I drool kind of all the time.
Yeah, I'd poop. I'd probably sit upright, and that gets good flow. Yeah.
All right, now that people have skipped past this part of us talking about bowel movements and drooling, let's get back to Turner.
8 for 275 with the LA Dodgers. That's my thought.
That's also my prediction, but Cardinals fans, prove us wrong.
Please.
I'm asking Cardinals fans to do it. I know they can't do it, but
for the love of God, please.
And trade Mason Wynn and go get a starter. You can do it.
We shall see. All right. Those were the 4. Dansby, Xander, Correa, Turner, superstars on the market, and we'll keep on rolling. Off day tomorrow for us, Peter and Aram. We'll talk to you guys on Thursday.
And with that, thank you, everybody.